Hi Kind Yogis! Today is part 1 of our 7-part chakra series. We're focusing on the base chakra, also known as the root chakra. It's the Muladhara chakra. Mula means base and Dhara means support. This chakra is said to be located around the pelvis or the coccyx area. This chakra is said to be associated with our basic needs. So our sense of stability, our sense of commitment, our sense of strength, and peace. But ultimately it's associated with our sense of groundedness. And it is connected to the earth element, which is why we are here in this forest. Today we're going to be focusing on bringing our body back into balance, not just our body, but our emotional and mental state. And this chakra is said to be out of balance when we are perhaps too rigid with our sense of groundedness, too rooted, and unable to find a sense of resilience in life's ever-changing landscape. And it's also said to be out of balance when we don't have enough stability or enough rootedness. So we're going to focus on postures that involve the legs, the feet, the pelvis, as well as forward folds and postures that resemble surrendering, letting go of control, and getting back to our sense of support, which is here, nature, where we find groundedness. So let's go ahead and we will get started with a seated meditation. So come to bring your legs to cross or find a kneeling posture. Don't mind me as I go through this practice. I don't have bug repellent, so I will be swatting throughout the practice. And come to relax your hands on your knees or in your lap. Just find a sense of groundedness by bringing your attention to your root chakra. Just dropping your awareness down to the pelvis, the tailbone. See if you can, from your sit bones all the way up, create a tall spine, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other, so that the crown of your head can rest gently on the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, hips connected to the earth below you. Energetically, just finding that length from the ground spiraling all the way up out the crown of your head. Just taking a few deep breaths here. In through the nose and back out of the nose. Inhale to fill the low belly, ribs to your chest, and pause at the top. On your exhale, deflate your chest, ribs, belly, and hold. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, pause. Exhale for 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale 1, 2, 3, pause. Exhale 3, 2, 1, hold. Do that one more time. Full breath in. Full breath out. On your next inhale, gently open the eyes to this present moment. We're just going to rock through the torso. So creating these circular motions, drop the shoulders towards the knees. Come all the way around and back. Moving through the hips. Moving through the pelvis. All the way up through the crown of your head. I'm trying to make these circular motions as smooth and flowy as possible. And then change directions. Maybe getting the neck involved as you come up and over, circling through the neck as well, and dropping down and around. This chakra is said to be associated with the source, our life force, our prana. And that's why I chose to have our setting in the forest today. And simply being in the forest for even just 20 minutes is associated with lower cortisol levels. That's our stress hormone, boosted immune system, a general sense of well-being and calm. You can come back to center. When you're ready, you can rock your weight forward over the knees and come into a tabletop posture. And so stack the shoulders over the wrists, bring the knees underneath your hips, and take a few rounds of cat and cow. But as we do this, let's take an inhale, drop the belly down, lift the crown and your sit bones, and hold. We're gonna do this segmentally. So keep the crown lifted, isolate to your tailbone, so curl the tailbone under, and start to round through the mid-spine, then the upper spine, and then tuck the chin to the chest. And pause here, fully expressing cat posture. And then starting from the base of the spine up, can you start to tilt the sit bones up towards the sky? Then move through your low back, drop it down, drop the rib cage down, slide the shoulder blades back, and then lift and lengthen through your crown. Holding here. And then starting from the base up, can you curl through the tailbone, puff through the low back, the back of the heart, chin to chest. And do that 3 to 5 more times on your own, really trying, if you can, not to get ahead of certain areas in the spine. So going from the bottom all the way up. Moving nice and slowly. One more time. And returning to neutral. Let's take our left foot out and take an inhale to reach the left arm all the way up, looking towards the sky or the trees above. On your exhale, you're going to thread that arm through and just reach for the right. And feeling that stretch in your groin. Inhale, stretch the left fingertips up. Link movement to breath. Exhale, send it through. 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, big opening. Send it through. And then hold here. Plant your palm down and create a pulling sensation through that left hand, just gently. And then relax the hand under the shoulder and we'll come to the second side. So the right foot extends out beside the hip. You're going to take this left arm all the way up. Big breath in, even opening the heart if you can. And on your exhale, thread it through. Inhale, stretch up for the sky. Exhale. 3 more. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Exhale. Then place the palm down and then find again once more. Just that gentle pulling sensation through the hand. And relax the right hand underneath the shoulder. Step the right knee underneath the hip. Okay, let's tuck the toes. Find a bent knee, downward dog to start. So let the sit bones lift up towards the sky. Deep bend in your knees. And just sending the hips back towards the heels. Getting nice and low to the ground. And then coming forward into plank. So we're going to create these crouching movements. Come low to the ground, hips back towards the heels. And come forward, inhale. Exhale, crouch. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to crouch. Inhale, come forward. One more, exhale. And come forward, inhale. Release the knees to the mat. And we'll slowly lower all the way to the earth. Support of the hands. So hands are under your shoulders. You can inhale, lightly lift your head and chest, baby cobra. And on your exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale to lightly lift the chest. Exhale to lower. Lightly lift your chest, breathe and hold. We'll do that one more time. Okay, lightly lift the chest and hold. And send the arms back alongside the body. And fingertips back behind you, reaching. Take a full breath in. Lift a little higher. Breathe in. Hands under the shoulders and lower. And tuck the toes. Inhale, lift to modified push-up. And on your exhale, find your downward dog. Bend the knees if you like. And create some organic movement here. Feel free to pedal out the legs. Zigzagging the knees across the midline of the body if you like. Just swaying the hips. Good. And then from here, look forward and step your feet to the front of your mat. On your inhale, you can lengthen. Find your flat spine stretch. And on your exhale, fold forward. Do that one more time. Lengthen, breathe in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Look towards the sky above. On your exhale, hands to your heart. Let's take a pause here. Close the eyes, relax the arms down alongside the body. Finding our mountain posture, Tadasana pose. Let's focus on finding our alignment here from the root all the way up. So look at your feet for just a moment. Lift up all 10 toes and flare them apart. And then see if you can individually place each toe pad back down into the ground, firmly planting. And then just shift the weight of your body, maybe circular movements or forward and back. And just feel where the weight of your body is distributed into your feet. This is where we spend so much of our time. Our toes here are like receptors. They're like antennas sensing. What do you notice under your feet? When you're ready, see if you can take a micro bend in the knees, lift the shoulders and relax them down the back. Now close the eyes and then find a little bit more length through the crown of your head. And just notice the silence and the stillness. And standing in your own dignity, rooting down and standing in your being. Inhale to circle the arms to the sky. Exhale to hinge, fold forward. Inhale to lengthen, flat spine stretch. Fold as you exhale. And step the right foot way back. And stay high on the ball of the foot, heel lifted over top of the toes. When you're ready, bring your hands to your left thigh, knee is bent at 90, and then take the arms back alongside the body, finding your runner's lunge, Banarasana pose. Can you focus here on finding a firm foundation from the root up? So that same rootedness that you found through your feet earlier, can you connect to the earth that way now? And then brace through your core, lean a little bit farther forward. Connect to your breath. Connect to this moment. Inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Exhale to lean the weight forward, send the arms back. Good. Inhale to reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale to send the arms back, lean forward. One more time, big breath in, look up. Warrior two, exhale, spin your back heel down. Open the hips, send this left knee over top of the ankle, maybe lunging a little bit deeper. And then just again, where is your foundation? Connect to that. Like the trees around me, can you firmly root into the earth? Visualize even that you have roots growing out the toes, out the soles of the feet, going slowly, creeping layer by layer into the earth below you. Groundedness sometimes asks us to slow down. So instead of moving fast in and out of poses, we're spending some time here. As you notice the sensation starting to build in the legs, in the low body, can you return to breath? Good. From here, we're going to bring the left hand to the inside of the foot or the forearm to the thigh, your choice. And then take this right arm all the way up overhead, finding extended side angle. Can you rotate your right pinky finger down towards the earth so you're spiraling that arm? And then just take a few more deep breaths here. Really opening, stacking the right rib cage on top of the left. And creating that twisting action as you open the sternum plate towards the sky. And take a full breath in. And lift up to your warrior two as you breathe out. Let's lengthen this left knee. Go ahead and reach the right arm back and inhale, find a left side body bend. Good. Straighten that left leg if it's not already. Inhale to reach your left arm forward. And on your exhale, let's bring this left hand to the shin, reach the right arm up. So triangle posture. Oftentimes we have a tendency here, our body wants to take the path of least resistance and we kind of flop down towards the earth. In this root chakra, let's focus on pressing down through the feet, powering up to lift and grow away from the earth. Just like trees, as humans in life, to find stability, to find balance, in order to reach for all the things that inspire us, we must have a firm foundation. We grow, we expand, we live into our fullest potential from the ground up. We root to rise. Good, bending into that front knee. Let's bring that right hand to the hip, heel toe that back foot forward just a couple of inches. Look where you want your left fingertips to land. You can land on a block if you like. We're gonna send this left hand forward. Maybe practicing your stability and balance. Can you bring this left hand to the earth? Flex the right toes up to keep your back leg active, finding Ardha Chandrasana, half moon posture. Challenging our balance just like a tree weathers a storm. And can you expand through your branches? Lift a little higher for 3, 2. On 1, you're gonna bring this right thigh over top of the left. We're setting up for eagle posture. Can you find Garudasana? So either hook the toes around the ankle or let them rest beside it. Then you're gonna hook the right elbow underneath your left. Join palms in front of the face. Squeeze the hands together or even hold opposite shoulders if that feels better for you. And pause here, just connect once again to your breath. Notice thoughts that come through your mind and then can you acknowledge them and come back to the here and now. And sit a little bit lower. Right knee to the chest, breathe in. On your exhale, you're gonna step the right foot back about halfway and spin the heel down. Inhale to reach the arms up, lengthen your front knee. And on your exhale, see if you can fold forward, coming into pyramid posture, Parsvottanasana. Lengthen as you inhale. And then fold as you exhale over this leg. Lengthen and breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Last time, lengthen and fold. Here, thinking about the pelvis, noticing the tendency of the hip to kind of want to turn. Can you square the headlights of your hips forward? And can you level the pelvis? Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, you can keep this right hand under the shoulder and then bring the left hand either to the sacrum for a twist or up towards the sky. And take a few deep breaths here. Good, and then bring that left hand down, and let's come to step this right foot forward to meet the left. Lengthen as you breathe in, flat spine, and then fold as you breathe out. Inhale, root to rise, circle the arms all the way up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Good, inhale to reach up. Exhale to swan dive forward. Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Uttanasana, fold. Good, step your left foot way back and stay high on the ball of the foot. Find the length that feels good for you where you're challenged. Bring the hands to the thigh to stabilize. There's no rush here. This class today isn't particularly about a workout. It's really a meditative movement. We're focusing on finding that grounding within the body in order to create the grounding within the mind and the spirit. Let's send the arms back alongside the body. Open the chest plate forward, freeing up the heart space, and then stretch the fingertips back behind you. Square the pelvis forward, right femur bone back, left hip point forward. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take them back. Inhale them up. Exhale, take them back. One more inhale. Warrior 2 as you exhale. Spin the back heel down. Lunge nice and deep into that front leg. Feel free to lengthen the stride if you like, and creating a bit more depth in your pose. And then arms are both reaching in opposite directions. Can you pull the shoulder blades towards one another? And then send the fingertips farther away from each other. Focus your gaze on one spot over your front palm. And then let everything else blur over, and don't let your eyes wander. When our eyes are wandering, our thoughts are wandering. And see if just for this moment, you can concentrate. Either forearm to thigh or right hand to the inside of the foot. Send this left arm up overhead, extended side angle. Rotate that left pinky finger down towards the earth. Either looking just at the sky or towards the left side of the space. And then breathe into your left side body, getting this really nice opening through the intercostal muscles as you root down through the feet and lift away from the mat through your torso. And rising up, lengthen that front knee. Slide this left hand down the back leg. And inhale the right arm all the way up. Take an inhale to glide your upper body forward. On your exhale, don't lower the torso, just the hand. Bring it to the shin. And then lift the left arm over. And maybe then find some depth by sliding the right hand down the leg if it feels accessible for you today. We're practicing in the forest as well today because in Buddhism we talk so much about our interconnectedness, the illusion that we have a separate self, when in reality the truth is we're all interconnected. This simple relationship between us and the trees here, we're breathing in oxygen that they have created. We're breathing out carbon dioxide that they breathe in. This really beautiful connection. We cannot survive without them, and they cannot survive without us. Well, we can't survive without them. Good. When you're ready, let's start to bring this left hand to the hip. Bend the knee. Reach this right arm forward and heel toe your back foot in just a few inches to help you with your balance here. You're going to take an inhale. On your exhale, launch forward, flex the back toes up, and then teeter this right hand down to the earth. Can you stack your left hip on top of the right? Look towards the left side of the space or to the palm above you. Keep that back leg active. Muscles are fired on. Lengthen through your crown. Breathe. I love balancing postures because they're such a great reminder that as humans, we're always balancing. We're never balanced. We're always in the act of finding balance. Good. From here, you're going to start to wrap this left thigh over top of the right. So lift the torso. See if you can balance bringing this left leg over. Hook the toes if it's available. Sit low. Then bring your left elbow underneath the right. Palms join in front of the face. The forearms here are obstructing our view. And so see if you can just use your peripheral vision. And squeeze the thighs a little tighter, sit a little lower. Left knee to chest, breathe in. On your exhale, can you step this foot back halfway? And turn the toes out on an angle. Adjust the feet here so that they're hip distance apart if you need to. You're going to inhale, circle the arms all the way up. And on your exhale, fold forward over the legs. And flat spine stretch as you breathe in. And then fold, breathe out. Lengthen and inhale. Fold as you exhale. Again, breathe in and out. Left hand can stay underneath the shoulder, and then start to stretch the right arm up towards the sky or place it on the pelvis. And see if you can just, if your hand is on the pelvis, just feel that level pelvis. Try if you can to square the hips forward. Good, and when you're ready, let's step this left foot forward. Lengthen and breathe in. And then fold, breathe out. Inhale to circle the arms all the way up. On your exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Lengthen and breathe in. Fold, breathe out. And step the feet back to a plank posture. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Option to tap the knees down or chaturanga. Inhale to lift your heart and arch your back. Exhale, find Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. So option to step through by tapping the knees down and bring your right foot forward, or inhale the right heel to the sky. And on your exhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. Let's come into Anjaneyasana. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge posture. So reach the arms up overhead. And then actually maybe just bring your hands to your hips, square them forward. And then lunge a little deeper, maybe heel toe that front foot forward. And finding length through your pelvis, can you root down? So instead of scooping the sit bones back to arch, can you send the pelvis towards the mat? And then reach the arms up energetically. Looking forward, or all the way up to the blanket of trees above you, or branches, this canopy. A few deep breaths as you shine your heart forward. Bring the hands to the heart, deep bend in your back knee, and can you lunge forward, coming into warrior three posture. So flex the toes up, reach the crown of the head forward. Brace through the core, and once again, level the pelvis. I love this posture, balancing on uneven ground. This is why I encourage students to practice outside. No practice is ever the same when the ground below you is different. One day your balance might be spot on, the next it might be off, just depending on if there's lumps underneath you or pine cones. Good, send this left foot to the back of the mat. And then let's find a twist. Option 1, hand to the thigh, right hand to the sacrum. Option 2, prayer palm twist. Or option 3, bring this left hand to the outside of the right foot and reach this right arm up overhead and then over towards the front edge of the mat. 3 breaths. Beautiful. Bring the hands to the mat. Plank pose as you breathe in. Chaturanga or knees down as you breathe out. Inhale to lift your heart and arch your back. Exhale, find downward dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. And tap the knees down and step your left foot forward, or inhale the left heel to the sky and step the foot through. Let's rise, finding crescent lunge. So when you're on uneven ground, it takes a moment to stabilize. And this really brings us back to the present moment. We really have to kind of be aware of the wobbliness of our ankle. Can we root down? And then inhale the arms up. Once again, shining your chest plate forward. Can you lunge a little deeper? And think about sending your sit bones straight down towards the floor. So not tucking them under, not scooping them back, but rooting down. Hands to the heart. Bend your back knee. Lunge forward. Finding your warrior three. Woo! Bracing through the core. Can you drop the right hip down in line with the left? Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Extend through the crown. Right toes to the back of the mat, and we'll find our twist. So again, option hands, twisting from the upper spine, or hook, finding your prayer twist, or right hand to the outer left foot, reach this left arm up and maybe overhead. Whichever variation you're in, focusing on depth of breath and just doing yoga. We're always trying to do a million things, multitasking. Can we just do this pose? Can we just breathe in this breath? Left hand to the mat. Plank pose as you breathe in. Slow chaturanga as you breathe out. Inhale to lift the heart and arch your back. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe all the way in. Big sigh out. Good. Tap the knees down. And let's make our way onto our bellies. We're going to find Dhanurasana. Your knees. Lift the chest. Option 1, staying here with the thighs grounded, pulling the heart space forward. Or option 2, kicking a little harder, lifting the thighs off the earth. So this posture I really like for this chakra because we're thinking about kicking back and grounding down. And then from that space, our heart actually stretches forward. So we're kicking back, rooting the thighs down. And then from that place, again, pulling the sternum forward, rooting to open, rooting to rise. Breathe into your chest. Close the eyes. One more inhale. Exhale. Lower. And then lift into a kneeling posture. And just close the eyes. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. Just relax into a couple breaths of stillness. Beautiful. Let's lean the weight forward. We're actually going to come to stand on our toes or our shins with the toes tucked under. So we're going to actually recreate that same shape, but now we're doing it upright. So bring your hands to your lower back, pinky fingers touching. Take an inhale, draw the shoulder blades back and together. On your exhale, squeeze the glutes, tilt the sternum plate to the sky, finding modified Ustrasana. Option 1, stay here. You don't even have to go too far. Or option 2, hands to the heels, really opening the heart. Good. Lifting the sternum plate to the sky as you push down through the hands, lift up through the chest. Breathe with full capacity here if you can, filling every crevice and corner of your lung space. Just opening your heart a million miles wide. As humans, we have the option when we face adversity, when we face life, to either become tender and vulnerable or to harden and push away. Here, can we practice a tenderness of heart? Good. Bring the hands to the lower back. And then root the sit bones down to the earth. Take a moment to just allow the spine to find neutral again, and to allow the stimulated nervous system to find calm. Our nervous system is always bouncing from sympathetic to parasympathetic, and in yoga we're just working to balance that, to find a regulated state. And spiritually we're doing that as well. Mind, body, spirit, regulating. Good. When you're ready, we're just going to come to extend the feet forward. You can inhale and find length in your spine. Scoop the pelvis back, and on your exhale, reach for whatever's available to you. So it might be the shins, it might be the feet today. Lengthening on your in-breaths. Maintaining your integrity of spine, exhaling to bow over the legs. Forward folds are often symbolic of surrender, of letting go. It's really hard to be grounded when we're gripping life so tightly. And also, when we don't have grounding, it can create a major imbalance. Can we surrender our control and find that balance in this moment? And slowly rising up. Bring the soles of the feet to connect. Lengthen on your in-breath. And then fold on your out-breath. Do that again. Lengthen and breathe in. And then fold over the hips. Breathe out. Take your time to rise. Let's extend this left leg forward and the right foot across the thigh and find a twist. So hook the elbow or hug the elbow. And just from the root all the way up, twisting. Releasing tension that might be built up in the spine. And come back to center and switch sides. I like the idea that If a tree didn't have roots and a storm came, its branches would be gripping and holding on tight not to fall over. It would do everything in its power, clenching and stiffening to avoid the storm. But a tree has roots and it's grounded down, and so it can soften. It knows who it is. It's standing and rooted with integrity, with dignity, and its upper branches from the trunk, from the stem, can sway, can move freely. And come back through center. And let's just come down onto our back. Hug the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. And for our final posture before Shavasana, we're gonna find fallen tree or reclined tree. So let your right leg rest on the ground long. Bring the left foot to the inner right thigh. So just dropping that knee out, and then send the arms overhead. So tree pose, but just reclined. And if you're outside, like the instructions for the video, I'd like you to just take a moment to just be with nature. And so much of our time spent in nature is either running and jogging and not paying attention, trying to beat some record, summiting a mountain. Can we just actually be still with nature, immersed in her presence? In Japan, when they forest bathe, they'll do a very short path, maybe just a few kilometers in 4 hours. Can we be here now without a goal in mind? Good, and then just switch sides. Send the left leg long, right foot to the inner left thigh or shin if that's more comfortable. Arms are overhead. You can even have the hands clasped behind the head. And children do this naturally. You'll see them just looking up at the clouds, laying in a field of grass, just pondering, or just noticing. And somewhere along the line with our rushed lifestyle, we forget how to do that. And let your legs go long, arms out by the sides. I'm going to close practice, but I encourage you to stay here for 10 more minutes. As difficult as it may seem in our busy, busy lives, 10 minutes of stillness in the presence of nature is the most healing thing we can do for our nervous systems, for our minds, for our bodies, for our spirit. Thank you for taking the time to get grounded so that you can show up more with dignity and integrity in your life. From my heart to yours, namaste.